Hello friends, today I would like to tell you about different papayas, the male plants and the female plants and the hermaphrodite plants and even the fourth type of gender plants. This, let me go closer, this is a male plant. You can see that the flowers are on a long stem. If you would take one of those flowers and look inside, you would see that it does have the pistil, it has the pollen and little sticks, but it doesn't have the stigma, the female part that receives the pollen to create fruit. This beautiful plant is only beautiful. It cannot produce fruit. And here, let me get closer, is hermaphrodite plant that has flowers where each flower has both pollen and a little stick and the stigma, the part that receives the pollen, gets pollinated and creates fruit. You can see that it has one fruit next to each other, and over there is another one. Let me get closer. Here is another one. The third type of gender, which I'm not growing because those don't taste very good, people sometimes grow it in Hawaii like for pigs, is female plant. It has a way more chubby and way more branchy branches and twisted, and it has a way more chubby flowers than the hermaphrodite. And if you look inside of that flower, you can see the stigma, but you don't see the pistils with the pollen. That kind of plant, only the female plant, can only produce fruit if it has either hermaphrodite or the male plant nearby for the honeybees to transfer the pollen to it. And if that's not surprising enough, then you might remember that at the beginning of this talk I told you there is a fourth kind of gender, you can say, which is that some small percentage of papaya plants reverse, I'm not sure what's the proper English word, to the wild origin as far as gender goes, to a plant that has for a few inches only male, for a few inches only female, for a few inches only hermaphrodite flowers. It keeps changing its gender. It doesn't really say what it is. It is few weeks one thing, few weeks another. Yes, it does exist in plant world, but because of a hybridization, the newer and newer varieties, like the one that has a more reddish fruit and shorter trunk, people call sunrise papaya, that is kind of sweeter also, has only hermaphrodite plants with only hermaphrodite flowers. Why would that be desirable? Well, because with the older cultivars that also taste good and are heavy bearing, if you take good care of it, it might bear even for to 3 years at its peak, 1 fruit a day. With those, you have to plant several seeds close to each other in order later on to thin away the female and male plants to have only hermaphrodite. Why? Because you don't know which one is which when they sprout. You know when they start to make a flower buds, which one is which if you know what to look for. And papayas have such a cucumbery, such a juicy, such a soft roots that they don't really do well in transplanting. And so the farmer would plant 3, 4, 5 plants next to each other, very close to each other. And once he or she gets the first flower buds on those plants, would thin them to a hermaphrodite plant, or if there is more than one, then to the healthiest of them, to create space for that plant. And that's, my friends, I have more to say about papayas, but this is only video about the gender and thinning by gender. Papaya plants. I say plants, but it's kind of like sweet fruity pumpkins on a stick, sweet fruity pumpkins on a trunk, or in case of a female one, on a branchy kind of trunk with branches, very often in case of female ones. Okie dokie artichoke, this is one of the papaya videos that I wanna post. This one is about the gender and thinning by gender. Goodbye. Goodbye.